Welcome to another episode of Fit and Free with me. I'm Angel. Hi. I'm feeling silly today and grubby. I've been mixing mud in a wheelbarrow, so you might see some of that on me. But it's a good time to remind you don't need any special outfit or a hand-built mega dome to check in with your body. Give yourself a little extra love and, listen to yourself and also communicate back and forth. You and your body, you're in this together for the long haul. Your body's the one thing you're not going to live without. So I like to encourage us all to let go of stress and do a little more strengthening and stretching so that we can all be a little more fit and free. And I am still working on my yoga certification, level 1, and in order to submit my final, I have to master some of these Sanskrit words. So I'm going to continue to work off of this board here, which is backwards to you, I realize, but frontwards to me. And on it, I have a list of some poses that I have put together for digestive health specifically. Of course, yoga poses are often good for more than one thing at one time. And these poses are no exception. There's many benefits, but one of the benefits that they all have in common is that they are all beneficial and helpful to help regulate the digestive system for regularity, to help combat hemorrhoids and piles and fissures, and just keep everything working like it's supposed to. So I had some digestive health issues recently, I think stirred up mostly by stress. And so that's another thing that all yoga tends to help with is helping regulate stress in healthier ways so that we don't spill over that threshold of overwhelm so often. All of that said, I'm going to be going over cat-cow or Marjarasana and Bitilasana, downward facing dog or Adho Mukha, child's pose or Balasana, supine twist, Supta Matsyender Asana. I think I'm still saying that incorrectly. Probably some bridge pose or Setu Bandha Saravang Asana, and extended puppy pose or Saravang Asana. Oh, no, wait. Uttana Shishosana. That was attached to the bridge pose. I just said that. I like extended puppy pose. It's relatively new to me, and I'm not going to necessarily do those poses in the order I just stated them, but I am going to start with cat-cow. And there you go, some good, fantastic mud on my shorts for mixing mud in the wheelbarrow. That was pretty rigorous. I'm going to turn this. Oh. Try not to knock us all down. All right. There we go. I'm going to start in tabletop with a relatively flat back and energy coming out the top of the head and out the tailbone, through the spine. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. And I'm going to start with an exhale, and then with the breath, I go into cat or Marjarasana. Pressing up. Need to remember to pull up with the pelvis. Tucking the tailbone under. Pushing the back apart, side to side and front to back. Tucking the chin. Tucking the tailbone. Leaving the feet relaxed. And then the other way, I'm just going to talk us through it once, and then I'm going to get into the breath. Bitilasana, pushing up still through the palms, lifting in the chest, lifting with the eyes, lifting in the tailbone, pulling in a little bit in the abdomen. With the breath now. And coming back to neutral tabletop, I'm going to tuck the toes under and lift the hips and come into downward facing dog or Adho Mukha. Pressing into those heels, palms are wide, fingers are wide. Lifting the tailbone. I bend one knee and press into the other heel, and bend the other, press into the other. Just going to do that a couple more times, getting a nice stretch through the backs of the legs there, loosening that up. And then I'm going to come down into that extended puppy pose or Uttana Shishosana by bringing the knees down, keeping the arms extended, letting those toes go. And I'm looking for about a 90-degree angle on my lower legs there. And then I'm going to start to extend the arms out from there, keeping as close as I can to that 90-degree angle, looking out at the hands, getting a nice stretch through the arms there. You can look either down or out at the hands there, play around with those. Extending out, trying to keep the butt firm and up, legs relaxed, which I wasn't doing. And then I'm going to come back into child's pose from there, kind of folding up and bringing the hands to either side. I'm going to tilt the head to the side. You can tilt to either side or put your forehead forward. It's Balasana, child's pose. Just letting go of tension through the body here for a few breaths. And then I'm going to come up to knees, and I'm going to reach back for these heels with both hands or one at a time. I'm still got an injury a little bit in my shoulder. So I'm going to take that easy and pushing forward with the hips, looking up with the eyes, protecting the neck there a little bit with the shoulders. That really torques my arm, so I'm going to minimize that one, just listening to my body, taking it easy. But I also want to keep practicing it, so glad I did. I'm going to come to seated now and work on that supine twist. Maybe do a little bit of ankle rotation first on my way there. Like my new spotted socks. I like them, that's why I got them. They're fun and playful and thin. They won't last long the way I use up socks, but that's all right. Like my muddy pants, I like those too. This is a nice pose if you still tend to watch box programming. You could make yourself sit on the floor and practice some balancing, some stability, some strengthening of the core, hanging out, getting some stretch in the back, do some rolls, spinal rolls. All that is great just to relax the body, release tension and stress. But I'm going to come down now and do that spinal twist, supine twist. Pressing the low back onto the floor, getting nice and long and strong, or long and relaxed. Through the spine, I like to think of like a tension wire from the belly button to the back of the tailbone and up here somewhere, so that there's this, not just a pulling down, but a lengthening and a pulling down from the front to the back. Then I'm going to lengthen that left leg and bring this right knee up toward the chest for a little extra stretch. Let's do a little more ankle rotation there. And then I'm going to pull this over to the side and look to the opposite way. You could do this with both knees together as well for a little less twist through the spine. I'm aiming this right knee for the left floor and my right shoulder for the floor below it, and looking to the right. I had to check in with my body. It's hard to check that when it's all twisted up sometimes. I'm just going to give that a few breaths to see if I can sink into that twist a little bit deeper. Knocking loose some congestion in there, squeezing it out. I'm actually going to bring that other knee up under that and then bring both knees up together to the center. Bringing both knees toward the chest. Doing a little rocking back and forth. And then I'm going to drop that right knee, keeping the left knee up. Let's do a little ankle rotation on that side for good measure. And now dropping that knee to the opposite side and looking to the left, dropping that left knee to the right. And again, you can keep those knees together if you want to lessen that twist, or leave that lower leg as long as possible. I'm aiming the shoulder for the floor and just trying to sink into and relax into that twist. Giving the organs a nice wringing out, a nice hug. Letting that knee drop to the floor. Relaxing a little bit more. And I'm going to bring that lower knee up under that knee again and bringing both knees to the center. And again, just rocking back and forth a little bit. Give my low back a little massage. Make some little circles there. And the other way. I'm going to give that a little extra stretch and check in with those feet. Thank you again for stopping in and checking in with yourself today. Thanks for being you. Let me be me. Doing what you can to give yourself a little extra love. I'd like to remind you again, there's not one way. It's about consistency and compassion, showing up regularly. And I'd like to encourage us all to embrace a little more courage, a little more curiosity, a little more compassion. Thanks. I'll be seeing you. Ciao for now.